Our top focus on WION at the moment, Pakistan has launched a desperate and reckless attack involving drones and missiles targeting Indian military bases. However, Indian Army has successfully brought down an onslaught of drone fires in Pakistan, in parts of Jammu, in Rajasthan, as well as in Punjab. All artillery and drone attacks have been completely foiled by the Indian forces. Indian military said 8 missiles from Pakistan directed at Satwari, Samba, Arispura and Arnia sector of Jammu were all intercepted. Headquarters of India's Integrated Defence Staff is posted on X, and I'm quoting here. The military stations of Jammu, Pathankot and Udhampur in proximity of the international boundary in Jammu and Kashmir has been targeted by Pakistan using missiles and drones. No losses. Threat neutralized by Indian armed forces as per SOP with kinetic and non-kinetic means. Now, in the aftermath of the escalation, the Indian Ministry of Defence said that no casualties or material losses were reported after the attack, while assuring that India remains fully prepared to defend its sovereignty and the safety of its people. Blackouts were enforced in Pathankot, Poonch, Rajouri, Uri and Baramulla along with Jaisalmer and Amritsar. Residents were to remain indoors, turn off lights and keep curtains drawn amid heightened security tensions. Meanwhile, Pakistan continues to violate ceasefire along the line of control as loud gunfire and explosions were heard by the residents living in the area. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Umar Abdullah said that he was on the way to Jammu to take stock of the situation following the failed attack by Pakistan. In the meantime, all government and private schools of Baramulla, Kupwara and schools falling in the proximity of Srinagar and Avantipura airport will remain closed on 9th and 10th of May 2025 as a precautionary measure. Well, parallel to this, the Indian BSF foiled a major infiltration bid near Jammu and Kashmir's Samba district. The BSF said that the incident took place at around 11 p.m. at the international boundary and was swiftly neutralized. Amid escalating tensions, the Civil Aviation Ministry has informed that 24 airports, including Chandigarh, Srinagar, Jaisalmer, Shimla, among others, are closed for commercial flight operations as of Thursday evening. And for more on this, we're being joined live by Lieutenant General S.L. Narasimha from New Jersey. He's a senior associate as the CSIS and a former infantry officer. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast at WION World is One.
Thank you very much for getting me on your show.
So let me begin by saying that Operation Sindoor marks a new era of diplomacy, perhaps a new era of strategy for India. And we know that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that this is an ongoing operation, even though India has made it very clear that it does not want to escalate tensions. But if Pakistan were to hit back, we will respond in a proportionate manner. And that is seeing Pakistan on Thursday launched a reckless attack involving drones and missiles targeting the Indian military bases. Now, sir, I want to ask from you, the situation is rapidly progressing towards escalation. What's your assessment of the situation?
The whole thing started with the Baisaran killings in Pahalgam on 22nd. You yourself was mentioned for 15 days, the ceasefire violation has been taking place on the line of control. And when India did Op Sindoor, it was mainly to target the terrorist camps, as has been mentioned in the briefings and everything else. But since these targets that we targeted were located in Pakistan territory, some reaction from Pakistan was expected, and we had prepared ourselves very well to face this kind of a reaction from Pakistan. Since Pakistan does not have any terrorist bases to target like we did in Pakistan, they had to target only other targets like civilian as well as military targets, which they tried to do. Fortunately, our air defense grid stood very well, integrated air defense grid stood very well, and S-400, Akash and other drones actually acted very well, and luckily we haven't suffered any kind of damage or casualties. There were civilian casualties due to the artillery shelling in J&K. 16 lives have been lost and some more maybe in the offing when the fire starts again. But the issue is that at the moment we have actually thwarted all the attempts by Pakistan to attack our military establishments in India. As a precautionary measure, of course, starting from Gujarat onwards towards the north, airports have been closed and blackouts have been announced, etc. for the last night. And those, I'm sure, will continue till the time we come to a conclusion of this ongoing kind of a conflict with Pakistan. We have made ourselves very clear that the onus of escalation rests with Pakistan. We only targeted the terrorist camps in Pakistan. If Pakistan does something, we will retaliate with equal measure or more, so that we keep the escalation ladder under control with us. And if Pakistan escalates, we will also escalate. That is the point, I think, that has been conveyed very clearly to all the leaders who spoke to Mr. Jaishankar and other leaders in our country. This has been made very clear. So that is something where we are standing at this point in time. We'll have to wait and see as to how it progresses from now onwards. My own understanding is Pakistan will escalate a little bit before it starts de-escalating. You saw the Iran foreign minister going to Pakistan. He is in India. Today, Saudi foreign minister is going to Pakistan. Mr. Marco Rubio from US. He has spoken to both Mr. Jaishankar and Prime Minister of Pakistan. So all these international activities are going on to make sure that this doesn't escalate. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how Pakistan reacts. If Pakistan does something, we will do equal measure or more to ensure that Pakistan does not go out of line.
Right, sir. And as you've rightly said, that tensions are definitely escalating and Pakistan's response is under scrutiny. But we understand that Operation Sindoor is the response to the last 2 decades of terrorism and not just the Pahalgam terror attack. And India has categorically said that it is targeting terror infrastructure and not Pakistan with a 360-degree approach that we've seen. So, sir, going forward, how do we foresee the situation evolving with Pakistan, and do we see a reciprocal understanding being reinstated in this ongoing conflict?
It is early times to actually predict on that. I'm sure this the ongoing conflict that is going on at this point in time has to run its course before we get into any kind of understanding with Pakistan. The underlying factor that we have laid down for any kind of resolution is that Pakistan should stop supporting terrorists and start supporting the terror activities towards India. Unless that is confirmed and that is acknowledged and confirmed, I don't think we can rest easy. So we need to be pushing on that particular account, and then on that format, then we may be able to talk to them. In any case, Pakistan has to accept that it will not escalate anything further, and then they has to eschew violence and terrorism. Then only I think there will be some kind of a positive movement that could come. Even then, I would say that every time such an event happens, we get into some kind of an understanding, only for Pakistan to go back on its word and then start doing something like Baisaran Valley killings. So for that, I think we need to keep the pressure on Pakistan without relaxing it over a long period of time to ensure that such events do not occur again.
Right, of course, it's a developing situation and we'll be closely monitoring as we go forward. But thank you so much, General Nasimha, for joining us on the broadcast today with your opinions and perspective. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me on the show.